We're going to talk about Chelsea now. Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino has been speaking to the media ahead of his side's trip to Bournemouth on Sunday. He said that injuries... can you get a violin? He said that injuries have left him with a smaller squad of players to choose from. Oh.
We have nearly 11, 12 injured, players, and I think it's very short, the squad at the moment, because there are not too many available. I think we are going to go to play again Bournemouth with, I think, 14, 15 players, and I think it's important that now we can, recover player and be more competitive. But of course, that is the reality, and now in our hands is only to work and to try to be next season. And for sure we are going to be involved in the European competition next season.
We're going to talk Chelsea right now. So Chelsea fans, you can phone up. I need you to call now before 15:15. If you call, we're going to put you straight on 03717 2233. Chelsea fans, pick up the phone. About your manager and about the fact that he needs more money and more backing and more players coming in. What do you make of Chelsea at the moment? 03717 2233. While you're dialing in, you'll be next, by the way. While you're dialing in, Chelsea 12th in the Premier League at the moment. Won 1 of 4, right? Graeme Potter, of course, was sacked, the last manager before Frank was sacked. And had an awful time there. And a lot of that, I don't think, was down to his fault, actually. But if Graeme Potter was still at the club and Chelsea would have started like this, it'd be getting absolute pelters.
Yeah.
Why is Pochettino getting away with it at the moment?
I think people were expecting things to turn around. Again, you're right. You look at their start, the result against Nottingham Forest, I didn't see that happening at Stamford Bridge. They've somehow got to turn that back into a fortress. But it's just, I know he's asking for more money and the players they brought in, but some of the players they brought in have been very good. But there still seems to be something missing. Now, they brought Nicholas Jackson, who's a centre-forward. I think Broja, I'm not sure how far away he is. But it almost feels like Chelsea have the same old problems. That they spent 100 million on Caicedo, brilliant. Lavia, another holding midfield player. You've got Enzo in there as well, another holding midfield player. You've got the likes of Nkunku. That's hurt them a little bit, because I think he would have scored goals. Yeah. But still, when you look at Chelsea and the way that they play, there's still...
Look at Mudryk as well, 88 million.
Can't get the best out of it. He's got no confidence whatsoever. But he can't get a run of games, and he's got no confidence at the minute. It's almost, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to be, Chelsea. Like they're possession-based team. Okay, they keep possession of the ball, but what teams are doing now, and West Ham were brilliant at it. They just sat in there. They were really compact, really difficult. And first half, I thought Chelsea were decent. I know they missed the penalty, Chelsea, but it was really compact in there. And I thought, you know what? Like, I know what's going to happen here. Second half, what did West Ham do? They come out a little bit, get the goal. Chelsea couldn't recover. So I still don't know what they're trying to do with Poch, but I look at the team, and even though they spent $500 million, something like that.
No, they've spent $1 billion since Todd Boehly's been there.
Well, I'm talking about for Pochettino.
All right.
I almost feel like there's still a real lack of quality.
Yeah.
Like they've got good players, but they've not got players that we're used to seeing associated with Chelsea.
They just don't look a team, do they?
No.
They're
team full of individuals.
Yeah. It's very strange. Very strange. They're currently 12th at the moment, 1 win of 4. Yeah. This is a massive game for them the week. There's no way I can see them losing this game, but then I didn't think they'd lose at home to Forest.
Exactly. But they bought, I mean, again, Chukwuemeka as well. He's done well, got injured. They have got a lot of injuries.
But what's it? You haven't mentioned the fellow they got from Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, another one.
As well.
But I almost feel like they're really overloaded in certain areas, and they've got a real lack of quality in other areas. Yeah,
and their main priority has always and should have always been a number 9.
Yeah. But they brought Nicholas Jackson in, and who I quite like, but is he going to be the guy to get you 15 to 20 goals? I'm not sure yet, but I think Nkunku could do that. But again, he's injured, so how's he going to come back?
See, the type of player I think they should have gone for, I know he's banned at the moment, is Ivan Toney.
Yeah,
but I think he would have been absolutely perfect.
But I think a lot, but they still have the same problems then, because he can't play.
Now they would, but at least they've addressed it, and they can see light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm pretty sure come January time, or if he hadn't had to serve this ban, I think he would have gone. I think Liverpool might have been in for him. I think Arsenal might have been in for him. I think a lot of teams would have been in for Ivan Toney. Would he have stayed at Brentford? I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Let's hear what the fans have got to say, shall we? It's time to hear from you, the fans, in partnership with TNT Sports.
The fan phone in on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. This isn't just football. This is everything. Stream on Discovery Plus or watch on BT, Sky and Virgin Media. Subscription required. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Cavan, I hope I pronounced it correctly. He's first up, a Chelsea fan. Is it Cavan?
Yeah, spot on.
How are you, Cavan? Are you good? Are you well?
Spot on.
Yeah, very well, thanks. Good. How are you both doing?
I'm great. I'm tickety-boo, thank you for asking. As a Chelsea fan, how are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, well, it's just sort of, we've not shown any real progression from where we ended last season, is my one-liner. but we started off with more injuries again. I think the first thing that Todd Boehly should have done was look at our medical team and seen that there was obviously a problem, and there obviously still is a problem. Whether that is down to the medical team not telling the coaching staff that they need more time for recovery or something it's a bit of a joke, to be honest. I mean, we've got an unbelievable amount of players out injured. It's actually ridiculous. Across last season and this season, I think it's over 35 injuries across the space of like 6 months.
Yeah. Insane. So what do you think it is then? I know you've got the injuries, and I guess, listen, every team in the Premier League has to deal with injuries, but when you look at the amount of money that Chelsea have spent on their squad, is it just a real lack of quality?
Well, I'm actually worried that Todd Boehly is using it as a bit of a business venture playground, that he's just buying a load of youngsters that he's just going to turn around in 4 years and sell them for profit. It's a worrying model without looking like we're actually progressing on the field at the moment.
I would, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd really worry about what Todd Boehly's doing to the club. He thinks he's found this loophole, bringing in players and getting them on 8-year deals for financial fair play. The fact that no other club has copied that model, I just think, a couple of years' time, you've got real big problems.
I mean, he did the same thing over in America when he bought his baseball team. He basically took the drags from other clubs that no one wanted to sign. It's like Moneyball, the film, that made it real life. It's worrying. I think he's doing the same thing, and as you say, it's worrying that no one else is doing it, which obviously means that it's not going to work.
Yeah, Kevin, listen, thanks for coming on. My favourite part of the conversation, we dumped the bit where you accidentally swore, right?
Yeah.
So only you heard it and we dumped it, so that's fine. But I love the fact that just as a football fan, you just feel like you're in the pub and just swear words just fall out your mouth.
Yeah, it was definitely a mistake.
Yeah, you sound like one of the nicest people we've ever had on the show, but the fact that you just, swearing. Brilliant. Listen, have a great weekend, and thanks for coming on. How will you get on against Bournemouth, do you think? Oh, Kevin?
Oh, yeah, hello. Sorry.
Yeah, how do you think you're getting on against Bournemouth?
Yeah, I mean, we've always struggled when they used to have that quality manager down there. He used to do us every time. So I'm not holding out hope, especially after the Forest game.
All right, thanks for not swearing. Should we take one more call? I think we've got time. Mark's a Chelsea fan. Hello, Mark.
Hello there.
No swearing, Mark. All right, we're live on Channel 4. Do you hear that, Mark? If you're holding on, do you hear the swear?
Yeah. No, I heard they go blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay. All right. So we dump it on when you're holding. That's good. That's good because they're naughty words. They're naughty words.
Very well done.
Listen, when we're talking football, we get a little bit carried away, forget where we are, and that sort of things happen. So that they happen. Mark, well, you're a Chelsea fan. What's happening to your side at the moment?
We're not talking. It's not. The mistake people make is thinking it's about football. This has got nothing to do with football. This is some kind of long-term hedge fund based around an entertainment model which will come into fruition over the next 10 years or so. The football thing doesn't matter. The fans don't matter, especially not the kind of the Roman Abramovich fans of the last 20 years that are just used to success. The manager's got to win. Of course he's got to win. Oh, yeah, of course he's got to win. He doesn't win. A couple of years, they'll fire him. It's going to cost them, 10 million, 20 million?
But if it's a hedge fund, and people have invested in it, you need to have Champions League football.
Nah.
You don't think so? You think the club can survive without Champions League football, do you, financially?
Well, the point I was about to make is, firing managers. You fire a manager every 5 minutes. Just imagine, exaggeratedly, it costs him 20 million. He's got that down the back of his sofa behind the cushions. This money is completely irrelevant. It's got nothing to do with football. It's got a little bit to do with football for the next couple of years, but after that he's building out the stadium. My guess is he'll move to Earls Court. It becomes a gigantic Daniel Levy style entertainment centre. The football becomes peripheral.
But you won't be able to sell the ground you've got because you've got the pitch owners, right?
Yeah, he'll deal with the pitch owners. Oh, you're talking about.
Well, Abramovich couldn't.
Yeah, I know Abramovich couldn't. No, Abramovich lost the will to do that because they're refusing the visa, and he was like, "Okay, fine, game, you don't want me, I don't want you." But these boys, we're talking about untold wealth. People talk about money, about this.
Yeah, but if it's a business, it needs to be a successful business model.
Not in the short term.
I think it does. I don't think anyone invests in things where they lose money, like knowingly.
What did Abramovich do for 20 years?
Yeah, but he was successful.
Oh, yeah, he ended up owing. He ended up with 1.5 billion in the hole.
Yeah, but on the field, the club was successful, right? Imagine if they weren't, how much more money he would have lost.
Maybe, but that's his ego. I'm not sure these guys really care about that, and they're gonna, if they do, or if they want to appear that they care, they're gonna put it at the feet of the manager, and they'll change the manager. You watch, this is going to be like Man United. Chelsea fans are a bit naive. You know, Man United after Fergie, how long were they in the wilderness? Yeah, well, some people say they still are. You know, we're going to have another 10 managers before this works itself out, if it's going to work itself out.
Okay, thanks, Mark. It's interesting to hear people's views. It's not about the football. But I still think in any line of work, in any industry, if you want to make money, you've got to be successful, yeah.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.